I'm Dick Kerr, Senior Vice President of Chemicals and Plastics. The film you are about to see has been created because we never want Tuesday, May 19, 1981 to happen. It is being shown throughout Union Carbide to make all of us more aware that a failure to do what is required to make shipments safe can result in potential hazards to people everywhere. This film is part of a larger and continuing program that is designed to ensure the safe distribution of our products and to comply with the Department of Transportation regulations. In addition, we plan to monitor our performance on a regular basis to ensure continued compliance. What we're doing is part of an industry-wide effort that will increase personal safety and further protect the environment. As you view this film, I think you'll see that it will take more than concern and awareness to keep Tuesday, May 19, 1981 from happening. It will take comprehensive information programs, detailed training, and responsible actions by every one of us. It will take your full support in all of these efforts.
Tuesday, May 19th, 1981. An incredible thing happened. Incredible, impossible, but it happened. 5 seemingly unrelated incidents in 5 different places. 5 occurrences that injured people, that killed people, that happened because other people in other places forgot to do something or got careless. Tuesday, May 19th, 1981. Remember that date. It's one many people will never forget, like in this town. For them, Tuesday, May 19th, 1981 happened at 7:58 a.m. It started in another town when someone at a plant failed to completely close a valve on a tank car filled with a highly volatile material. It ended here, with a carelessly tossed cigarette and a flaming tank car exploding at 7:58 a.m. Right there. Tom was on his way to school. He always caught the morning train because at that young age he decided to be an engineer. Very serious about it. He always waved at the crew as they went by, and they always made sure to wave back at him. He was killed instantly by the explosion. Harvey was opening his shop at 7:58, as he'd done for 34 years, 6 days a week. People used to say you could set your watch by Harvey. He often brought his granddaughter to work. She'd play here before school. The explosion cut Harvey in half. Amy suffered for 4 days before she died.
And then when I get up, I'll play with you.
Mrs. Wright, the woman with white hair, was blinded by flying glass. The baby's mother was cut to pieces. And the baby, not a scratch. Of course, there were other injuries. And Main Street was half burned down by the time it was all over. And to think it all started because someone failed to completely close a valve. The newspaper and TV remarked how fortunate it was that the incident didn't happen in a large town or a city. I suppose that's true, although you won't find anyone in this town who'd agree with that. Tuesday, May 19th, 1981, happened here at 11:20 in the morning. Quietly, without fanfare, one man came face to face with another man's carelessness. A simple little incident caused by a simple little error, with a not-so-simple ending for Julia.
Okay.
See that drum? And see that diamond-shaped label? It says poison. So if anything happens to that drum, a worker is warned and knows he's dealing with a hazardous product. On Tuesday, May 19th, 1981, a mixed shipment of drums came in. Some of them contained a very toxic chemical, but somebody back at the plant forgot to put on the warning labels. It happened that one of those unmarked drums fell off a defective pallet as Julian was moving. The drum ruptured, and because it looked safe, Julian tried to roll it so the leak would be on top. Of course, if the drum had said poison, he never would have touched it. But he did, and his lungs were burned. He is crippled for the rest of his life. These two kids became part of Tuesday, May 19th, 1981, at 4:27 p.m. On that day, their father, Jim, a good salesman, did a favor for a good customer. The customer needed a sample of a chemical checked out in a hurry. So Jim, who was using the family car that day, offered to pick it up himself. That's why 1 gallon of a corrosive chemical in a glass jug was in the back of his station wagon at 4:27 p.m. on Tuesday, May 19th, 1981. That was the time Jim was taking his kids to a sporting goods store to buy them some new sneakers. A real family man, Jim absolutely adored those kids of his. Nothing was too good for them. Well, the back seat was down. The kids had climbed in the back. And when Jim stopped short to avoid hitting a dog, the glass jug flew forward, crashed against the seat back, and the chemical splashed both kids. It was a very corrosive material. Billy's chest and stomach were burned badly. Barbara got it in the face. Jim wasn't hurt. He never forgave himself. Incident number 4, 5:10 p.m. This one started when a delivery van crashed into a tank truck passing the shopping center at this intersection. The tank truck driver was knocked out cold. The truck's cargo caught fire. The firemen got here very quickly and did everything according to the book. They checked the placard and the shipping document and their handbook. It told them to use water to fight the fire. The only trouble was the shipping document listed the wrong product. The actual product was water reactive. That is, putting water on this fire could make the tank explode. Which it did. 2 firemen were killed instantly. The shopping center was devastated. The store collapsed, buried a family of 4. These other stores, plate glass windows shattered, people tossed all over, bedlam, chaos. Grand total, 9 dead, 22 injured. Another incident that did not have to happen, except it did. Tuesday, May 19th, 1981, ended here. Pretty, isn't it? Just as it was on Tuesday, May 19th, 1981, until 5:45 in the afternoon, when it all became ugly. 1,000 miles from here, someone needed to get an experimental product to another lab in a hurry. He didn't recognize the potential shipping hazard. And the person in shipping thought he had asked the right questions. With the result that the product was put into an improper container, was improperly classified and labeled, and got onto a cargo plane where it never belonged. The container failed, releasing fumes which disoriented the crew. They lost control of the plane and they crashed. Right here. Here. All three died on impact. Tuesday, May 19th, 1981. 5 incidents. 16 people killed. Dozens maimed and crippled. Hundreds more devastated. And who knows how many more were affected directly or indirectly because of these incidents. 5 things that did not have to happen. Just what does it take to prevent this? To get people at one end, to see to it that people at the other end don't get hurt or killed? Will people have to be fined or jailed? Will plants have to be closed and jobs lost? Well, since it's people that make these things happen, it's people that can make them not happen. People caring about those innocent people miles and miles away. In fact, when you get right down to it, only you can keep Tuesday, May 19th, 1981 from happening.
Yes, you. Order processors, shipping personnel, people in sales, in research and engineering, in distribution, supervisors, managers, executives, anyone, anywhere who in any way has anything to do with moving a hazardous material. You are the people who can keep Tuesday, May 19th, 1981 from happening. You. All the people watching this film. And we need your help. What we're talking about is the shipment of hazardous materials. Materials that in transit pose a potential risk to health, safety, or property. The Department of Transportation, DOT, is the federal agency responsible for safety concerning shipments of hazardous materials by land, water, or air. DOT defines which materials are hazardous. It issues regulations that govern the shipping of hazardous materials. It monitors compliance with those regulations, and it assesses penalties for non-compliance. These penalties now can amount up to $25,000 for each violation and imprisonment, which can be for as much as 5 years. Now, Union Carbide's primary concern is with safety for people and the environment. And these are your concerns, too. So I want to show you what you can do and run you through some of the areas where all of you come across situations involving DOT regulations. Let's start with a shipping document. This is a paper that accompanies every shipment so that people inside and outside a company will know certain facts about the shipment so they can do their jobs properly and safely. One major concern with preparing shipping documents is with the shipping name of a product. You see, many companies make similar products under different brand names. In order that someone outside the company, say a truck driver or fireman, can know what that product is, DOT assigns it a uniform name, which it calls a shipping name. That shipping name goes on the document every time. When hazardous materials are shipped, DOT also requires that the type of hazard be listed on the shipping document. Flammable, corrosive, poison, compressed gas, radioactive, combustible, whatever it is that people have to look out for. So that people who read the document don't misread what is written, DOT also requires that no abbreviations be used. They want everything spelled out so that everyone can clearly understand what is being communicated about hazardous materials. Another area concerning the communication of information is marking and labeling. Just as with the shipping document, certain information must appear on containers of hazardous materials. For example, drums must show the DOT shipping name and the DOT hazard warning label. By the way, Union Carbide takes an extra step that's not required by DOT. That's the placing of labels on the sides of drums as well as the tops. Placards are another area where you can tell the outside world if a material is hazardous. Here, the concern covers matters like, are the right placards on and in the right places? Can they be read? Do they conform to the hazard classification noted on the shipping document? As you can see, DOT's concern with safety covers everything, including container selection. This process involves a number of factors. For example, what a container is made of: stainless steel, aluminum, glass, and its thickness. What the requirements are for each size, as well as for which kind of transportation, since the needs are different for air, land, and sea. From the largest bulk container to the smallest sample bottle, it's all covered by regulations, because no matter what size, there's always a potential problem to guard against. Also, the condition of containers when we ship them is crucial. Matters like, have containers been tested? Are trucks properly loaded? Have domes and bottom outlets been checked for leaks? Have containers been filled properly? A whole list of concerns that could make the difference between a safe shipment and an accident. Shipping documents, marking and labeling, placarding, selecting containers. There are a lot of areas for everyone to be concerned about. To help you do your job better, we're making available to you an expert in transportation regulations, and there's one in every major shipping area. And we've set up a dot line, so you can get in touch with the expert when you or your supervisor have a question regarding hazardous materials. Aside from doing your job right, aside from being aware of which DOT requirements relate to your job, and being alert to your role in helping make sure that Union Carbide ships its hazardous materials safely and soundly, what more can you do? Take a close look at what Union Carbide says on its shipping document. It certifies that a shipment meets all applicable DOT requirements. One of you signs that document for the company. How about the rest of you? Will you put your name on the line too? Will you certify that you've done everything in your power to keep Tuesday, May 19th, 1981 from happening?